All right, welcome back to the studio. We're on day 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas abstract painting challenge, and this is the finished piece, and I've already discovered that I like to mix. Let's see, what is it? A barn red with my yellow ochre, and it creates the best sunset. So this is what this is all about. Playing in our sketchbooks, making marks, and these will be future references. And at the end of this challenge, I'll show you how to go and use these. Playing in the sketchbook and how I use them in future paintings on the big canvas. So let's get to day number 2. Welcome back to the studio, and this is day 2 of our 12 Days of Christmas abstract painting challenge. I hope that you're joining along and using materials that you have. And the point of this challenge is not to, do exactly what I'm doing, but use that reference just like I'm using it and pull out the materials that you have on hand and see what you can create. I had been looking through my collage papers and pulled out that piece of, it was part of a wedding invitation. I had cut parts of it off and used that in other art pieces. Actually, I think that I created something for the bride and the groom for their 1-year anniversary as part of their wedding gift. But I liked that portion of the invitation, and I kept that and knew that I would use it eventually. I do discover that if you're using a harder cardstock paper as your collage paper, you do need to use a bit more of the matte gel or whatever you're using to glue your papers down. It just takes a little bit more to soak into the paper and make it stick better. Enough. Going in with dark acrylic paint. I think I was struggling with the brush and it was making some weird marks. So I think I ended up, eventually you'll see, I went in with my towel and took paint off. And actually I liked those marks that it made from the towel. It softens those edges. So taking off the paint is just as important as putting the paint on. Sometimes even more important. Going in with my favorite mark making tool, my fingers. if you saw this video, my yesterday's video, where I created that piece on the other side, you may have noticed this page had a sunflower and that moon, but after I filmed that session, I was like, hey, there's enough pages here. I could use this whole book for this challenge. So I gessoed over that sunflower because I probably wasn't going to finish it anyway. But I kept that moon because the day that I took the photo of that sunflower, it was 2 years ago, and we had a full moon out in the day, right in the broad daylight, and it was the biggest moon I have ever seen in the sky during the daytime. So I wanted to keep that memory. What am I going in here with now? More paints, I think, acrylic. Yep, the ochre. I was just getting frustrated with my brushes today and using my fingers everywhere. Yeah, I just was not getting marks that I was liking, so plus I think I'm tired from the turkey. And everything's just seems a lot harder. I'm not sure why. So I'm just having fun slapping paint on paper. Going in with some gesso, but I got a bigger glob on there than I was anticipating. Now we're making that spring, field, winter. I don't know if anybody else is using gesso for their white. I've been liking doing that. Except later on you can see I do use some acrylic too, but for my main white I've been using gesso for the white. It's a little bit transparent and I like that in my paints. I like that quality, especially if you're an abstract artist. You like to see the under layers, so I don't like my paints to be, you know, really opaque. I mean, I guess I got some that I do use and I like that, but for the most part, most of my colors are actually a lot they're very thin and transparent. And mixing gesso in with your colors, your acrylic paints, I feel like gets rid of that plasticky quality of the acrylic paints. I'm not sure, but I feel like it does. Let me know if you guys use gesso too on your paintings. And as I was doing this, I have had some people say that they would like to participate in my abstract demos and challenges, but they are watercolor artists and they don't know how to paint abstract in their watercolor. So I thought maybe if you guys enjoy this challenge and you are watercolor artists and you would like a special series for your watercolors, just let me know. That would be a fun challenge, and maybe we could do that like after Christmas, like the 12 days after Christmas into the new year. But I certainly would like to do some abstract challenges too with watercolors, because watercolor, I think, might be even more of an ideal medium to use, because watercolor has a mind of its own, and it's fun. It's fun to do abstract watercolor paintings. Oh, I'm going in here with a Sharpie. It's a white paint pen by Sharpie. I've had it for a long time. It does say that it's a fine point. It doesn't really tell me much about it. It is oil based. I just noticed that. But I did paint over those white marks, not all of them, but later on you'll see I paint the red barn over some of those marks, but no problem. They're probably so tiny it doesn't really matter. Boy, I'm really having fun making white dots. Let's see. Oh, another one of my favorite mark making tools is my pastels. These are soft pastels, but I think I'm going to ask Santa for some oil pastels. I really like to, because I really do love using my pastels, and I think I'd like to try some oil pastels for the final top layers as well. And that's my palette knife. And then I make that mark and I'm like, holy cow, that is way bigger than I was planning on. That's okay. That's okay. The wonderful thing about abstract painting or intuitive painting, or whatever term you want to use, these aren't mistakes, because this is where I discovered that I really liked that red color that was a barn red or a brick red mixed in with my ochre. It made the best sunset color. So that's why we're doing this challenge, is to create these 12 pieces, and then in the end we're going to have 12 reference materials to use for future creating. And but during this process we're going to obviously use this as a learning experience, and we're going to discover what kind of marks we like to make, what colors we like to mix together, what mark making tools we like. I have a pretty good idea what kind of tools I already like, but you know, you may not, this might be your first time doing these kinds of challenges, and hopefully you're going to discover all kinds of exciting things. This is a white acrylic paint, and I wanted that to be you know, stark white, because that's our focal point. So going in with some more pastels. This book that I'm using, a few videos back, we made our own sketchbooks. So I'll link that down below if you want to make your sketchbooks going forward or for the next challenge. Whatever. They're a lot of fun. They're not really that hard to make. It uses up papers that I probably wouldn't really create on. I don't even remember what paper this was. It's super thin. I did gesso it, but you'll see in the video the process. So we do treat the paper and we do get it a little bit thicker. That's some matte medium. I keep trying to find, I mean, obviously I can't link this exact matte medium gel, but I was trying to find something that was in comparison to the price, but there's not anything that I can find on Amazon. This was a Master's Touch and it's $13 for this tub. But if you have a Master's Touch near you or a Michael's, certainly go ahead and get it from there. I definitely like this better, this matte gel. I was using Mod Podge and I was using a matte. It says that it was drying matte, but it dried so glossy and I was having trouble painting over it. This matte gel, no problems. I haven't had any issues with it. So I'm just going to use up the Mod Podge I have and just use my mediums to glue stuff down. I mean, I guess you can use all kinds of different mediums. So I even have a transparent watercolor ground and I saw somebody was using that to glue some papers down. In fact, you can use paint. Use your acrylic paint to glue your papers down. Oh, this is my new favorite mark making tool. The acrylic ink, and it's an Amsterdam ink. The one that's linked in my description is actually an Azo gold, which I do want to buy that, but I couldn't find the burnt umber. This is the burnt umber. There was either a turquoise color, which I also want to get, and that Azo gold. I want to get both of those. So just so that if you click on it and you're like, well, that's not the color she used. Those were the only two colors that I could find available right now. And I do want to get both of those colors. I'm thinking right now, as I said that, getting those colors and doing the abstract, this same challenge, but in the watercolor, we'll do it in inks and in watercolors. That will be fun. Just so that we can get some good, really dark, because abstract is all about the contrast of the light and the dark. So let's see. We're just about done here, so I think we're going to add in some final touches of snow on those branches, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, and get your art supplies ready, and we're going to get messy, playful, and wild. And I'll see you tomorrow in the studio. Can't wait.